Too many mass shootings in the United States of America.
It's the fucking idiots that pull the trigger.
Yeah.
It's not the people that own the guns.
Right. What if the idiots that pull the trigger own the guns?
Hey, are you an idiot?
But should we make sure that the people who are idiots
make sure of that?
You gotta have stricter gun laws.
Test to drive a car?
Do you think
you don't have to have an IQ test to have a gun, do you?
Well, you actually have to take a test to drive a car. You need to learn how to drive it safely to be able to drive it.
Did your mama teach you how to drive a car?
She did, actually, yeah.
Actually, she did. Yeah. And how good a driver are you?
I'm a great driver.
Yeah, you think?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Why? What are you talking about?
Well, are you any good at shooting a gun?
What does one thing have to do with the other? I'm confused.
Because you took a test, and you think you're smart enough because you took a test.
Did you pass a driver's test to drive?
Fuck no. I'd learn to drive out in the fucking woods.
But you had to get a driver's license. You had to get a driver's license, right?
For what?
To drive a car.
Why do you need a driver's license to drive a car? Do you know how to drive a car?
You have to have one to drive a car, though.
That's
it's the law.
A suggestion.
It's not a suggestion. You have to have a driver's license to drive a car.
Driver's license to vote?
You have to have a driver's license to drive a car.
Driver's license to vote?
What does that question have to do with what we're talking about?
You say I got to have a driver's license for something that, if I don't need one to vote, I don't need one to drive.
It's called a driver's license.
From a galaxy near you, this is Brothers and Booze. And here are your hosts, Greg Washington and Doug Ziegler.
Welcome to Brothers and Booze.
Yeah.
This is JHG's opinion.
Yeah, just the circular logic shit going on in there is.
You wonder why I don't even fight with these people anymore, Doug. What do you do with that? What do you do with that?
Nothing.
Okay,
what are you gonna do? I don't disagree with you.
So I have an intriguing question that whoever's watching now can answer throughout the stream. I have, Doug, I've been getting into these things, these wonderful THC seltzers. Mm-hmm. This one has 25 milligrams, Doug.
Gregory.
Right. So our stream is called Brothers and Booze. Is this considered booze?
I mean, it can intoxicate you in some way, so maybe not technically, but I think it qualifies.
Okay. It tastes like lemonade. I don't taste any residuals. I don't taste any kind of THC. If there's a THC taste, I don't taste it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So we'll see how this hits me as the day goes on, or an evening. But look, you can see it's already.
Wow.
I mean, I still have this, but or THC seltzers booze. I want to know the answer to that question. Doug, that's the hard hitting questions that we ask on the stream on a weekly basis. We hold people accountable, and we'll hold your feet to the fire about some food. And I'm going to hold your feet to the fire about your first drink.
Yeah. So I'm going to give you quite possibly the dumbest name beer I've ever picked up. That's saying something. 1-800 extra fruity biggie juicy. Now this is a triple IPA, Greg.
Yes.
From Hoof-Hearted. Yes. And if you say it really fast, you get to what they really wanted to name themselves, which was Who Farted. Hoof-Hearted. Clever.
Yeah, that's something else.
Yeah. Brewed with cashmere, citra, matuka, and Riwaka hops.
Okay.
Riwaka I'm not familiar with, but the other ones.
I don't care. I like my IPAs like you like your pastry stouts. The more, the more hops in there, different kinds. Put 700,000 in. I don't really care. And that's pretty.
Yep. Smells really citrusy on the nose. Okay, so this doesn't drink like a super hoppy beverage at all. It definitely drinks more like a really heavy New England IPA. So interesting. I was expecting much more hops, being that it was a triple, but
Yeah. Maybe the hops aren't, in your face hops, Maybe
Yeah.
they're those kind of gentler, juicy ones.
yeah, it's definitely, you get hoppiness. It's not like it's not hoppy, but it
Better be.
is. Yeah, so
It better be. It better be. So, Dog, I don't know if you saw this. So THC stouts come in a variety of refreshing flavors and THC levels, but do not contain alcohol. Yes. But due to laws surrounding the prohibition of cannabis products and alcohol until federally legal. All right, but is it booze or not?
they didn't really explain that there.
Yeah, I don't, I don't know. It's just a new frontier, and I love it. And another new frontier, Doug, we're gonna get to real quick is where is it? We're bringing back Doug, Dateline, Florida.
Of course.
Okay, listen. It happened in Florida, but the perpetrator is from Ohio. So you're gonna say, of course, for that too.
That is the Florida of the Northeast.
Yes.
So
The drunk tourist sexually molests a manatee statue, Doug, in the Florida restaurant after being asked to leave. This guy was down. Let's see where we're at here. So, as the article reads, he found himself behind bars, Doug, after he drunkenly threw gator nuggets into a restaurant and then proceeded to sexually molest a manatee statue until he was asked to leave. Anthony Lessa, 23, was arrested on charges of disorderly intoxication, Doug, after the incident took place at two separate places he went. I think the second place is where he did the molesting. Gator bite. He's from Pittsburgh. Oh, I'm sorry, not Ohio, Pittsburgh. My bad.
Pennsylvania is kind of like Ohio and everything.
We should know. We were born and raised there. He trespassed on the property and he stayed in the parking lot yelling obscenities, Doug. When deputies caught up with him, they observed a strong odor consistent with alcohol beverages. Noticed his pupils were dilated as fuck. That's me throwing it. He was also in a heightened state with short-term memory implication. So, yeah, Doug, we are out here molesting manatee statues. Do you have any comments to this?
No,
news?
breaking
news.
I think Manny stated it very well.
Well,
thanks, Manny.
Oh yeah. Manny makes an interesting point. If it's not mouth seltzers, then what's the point?
Okay,
Manny, that's coming, dude. That's a foreshadowing comment right there.
Cocaine seltzers.
Well, yeah, dude. Yeah, especially Western Pennsylvania. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it tracks. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
right. It was an innocent mistake, but you know where that goes. So, yeah, dog. Any more comments on molesting manatee statues?
No. I don't think we need to comment more on that, do we?
Okay.
That kind of spoke for itself.
Did you say comment or comment? I'm sorry, I didn't hear that. Anyway. I'm not even prepared. So we have past guest news. I believe we've talked about this past guest previously, but this week this news has come out that Libco. Did we talk about this last week? No,
we did not.
Oh, excellent. Libco makes history Doug, by becoming the first minority-owned brewery to be offered at BWI, man. That is wonderful, great news. So if any of y'all going through BWI, JHG, flying out somewhere, man, because that's your area, look for some Libco there, y'all. I think maybe it's at the Firkin and the Flyer because that's where they took the picture. I would
Makes it seem
assume.
like you're right.
Right. But either way, you can get Libco beer. Not only are they an awesome brewery, they're my friends. And they are killing it and they're great. Yeah. Yep. Oh, where's Zach to criticize me for not? Yes. Good news, Doug, and the past guest news. We love to hear that. So yeah. So without further ado, Doug, it's time for us to get to our fabulous guest.
Yes, sir. So our guest tonight is Tony Dunn. I met him through our friend Jerry Richard through Modern Beats and Brews podcast. And we had a great time on there. I know they are also interested in having a certain other co-host from the show on there at some point. So that would be you, by the way. So
cool.
For the record, yeah. So anyway, Tony is from Alabama, and he's really, really hilarious, and we had a great time in the podcast. So
there we go.
That's our guy.
Yeah, and I listened to your episode. I didn't catch it the first time. It was stealthily done because I don't even think you told me you went on. And
yeah, I was like a week and a half after it was out, and I was like, "Oh my god, I've been slacking. I didn't promote the podcast."
Right, and I was like, and then you were like, "Yo, dude, I was on the brother," and like I knew or something. And I was like, "What? No, that's cool," but I didn't get that memo. So then I finally got around to it. I think it was last week, and it was fun. Like all their podcasts are. So yeah, there's a studio audience. It's you, Manny. Well, no, not. Let's see here. So, Doug, you booked this guest. So, without further ado, unless you have anything else to say,
he's our guy. Let's bring him on.
Let's bring on Tony Dunn from the Modern Brews and Beats podcast. What's up, Tony? How you doing,
fellas? What's up? How are y'all?
Good. How are you, man?
Cheers.
I'm good.
You
I gotta correct Doug real fast, man. I'm in Arkansas, bro. Not that it's much better than Alabama, but I gotta give Arkansas its love, man. I was like, Alabama, that kind of hurt me. I'm like, damn.
Sorry, it was an A state in the South. Give me a break.
I get it. It's all good.
Oh wow.
Us Northerners don't pay attention down there.
It's all good.
All those states are the same, Doug. They're all the same. Is that what?
Right. Hey.
Yeah, it's all good, man. But yeah, I'm in Arkansas, Central Arkansas, man, and thank you for no, I'm not doing this for free. I'm actually at a local beer brewery in my town. So my wife, my wife let me come up here because the kids were being a little wild tonight. And I was like, well, hey, I know the people up there. Let me go up there and record, talk to Greg, talk to Doug, and do my thing. So thanks for inviting me on, guys.
Yeah, you have anything in a glass?
I do. I am drinking a let me grab it. It's a Long Pool APA. It's American Pale Ale. 6%. It's my favorite beer from this beer brewery, Long Pool. Really crisp. A little grapefruit notes in there. It's really, really good, man. Solid brew. I haven't had a bad beer in the whole state of Arkansas, just to be real with you. But this is, and I'm not just saying it because I live around the corner from this place either. They got some really good brews here. So I'm just sipping on this tonight. Just get the Friday night party started with you guys.
Yeah.
Excellent. Doug, you first.
Yeah. So why don't we start with? I mean, we've had Jerry on to talk about the podcast, but we haven't heard it from your perspective. How did that come together for both of you? Because we know Jerry's been on the show, I think 3 times already. But from your perspective,
Jerry Richard, man. He's Jerry Richard. He's the cream de la creme. So he's the top of it, man.
Mm-hmm.
How did Modern Brews and Beats? Oh man, so um, that was Beer Talk. Um, I was on his show once, Victor. Um, he knew Jerry. He knew I was a big music guy, and he blended us together, honestly. And it's been really really cool. Uh, Jerry is great being paired with him because it makes me seem smart, especially with all the beer knowledge and just he knows a shit ton of people. It's been a great ride. We actually started the show remotely. At the time, I was living in North Dallas. He was living closer to the downtown area, a little south of there, and downtown Dallas. So we started off remotely, and I ended up moving here during the pandemic, and we kept it going, kept the ball rolling. Good Wi-Fi connection up here in the woods, and all good. It's all good. So here we are, Modern Brews and Beats. We're coming up slowly on episode 200, man. 200.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been fun. It's been fun. I didn't know I had this much creativity in me, and wherever my creativity leads me. But I thank Jerry all the time for getting me to that point. So shout out to Jerry.
Excellent, excellent. You got to follow up, Doug, or
No, just I wanted to get the ball rolled on that because we got a lot to talk. We got a lot to talk to Tony about.
Well-
So I'm looking forward to getting to the real fun stuff. Get the business out of the way.
so Tony, tell our audience, for those who haven't experienced Modern Brothers Beats, what's the format, or how, what do y'all present to y'all listeners?
Yeah, man. So Modern Brews and Beats, it's really fun on both ends of the aspect. So we do like to bring on guests like yourself, Doug. We hope to get you soon, Greg, and uh, our friends and our close friends in the craft beer world. And we like to have on musicians. We had on a few musicians that we would like to bring on more musicians in the near future. Well, we talked to brewery owners and people that work in the beer industry and where they're from, how the brewery or coffee, because we do talk coffee on the show as well, how their facilities and places got started and things like that. I love the interviews. One, because Jerry is like the perfect radio voice to interview people. So I get to sit there and take notes and listen. So when we don't have guests, we just have music segments and we talk about music. We have really three main segments. One is a late ass album review, which I'll pick an album from 15 plus years old and I'll go through and listen to it and have my crazy review of it. Those are always fun. We do a Cool Tony D's top five of a artist, or whatever tracks, whatever of a certain music artist, and then we have a lyric lookup. Modern Brews and Beats, Cool Tony's lyric lookup. Where we'll dissect the lyrics of a song to see if just see what the hell are they talking about in this song. So those are pretty fun. And really, we just focus on those three things. Every now and then, we'll kind of switch it up a little bit, but that's what we do, man. On Modern Brews and Beats, we talk music. Jerry and I talk music. He has introduced me to so many different artists. I've introduced him to some artists. Um, it's fun. It really is fun, and I'm blessed to be a part of it.
Yeah. Are we gonna get a late ass album review tonight?
Oh, Jeff. Jeff always asking the good questions. I don't know, man. I don't know.
We'll see. I want to talk about a couple new albums, and you said that you might have been able to jump on them. So
I did jump on one of them, man. I did jump on one.
Okay. All right. Well, then I think, Jeff, the possibility is there, man. The possibility is there. Yeah, Doug, do you have any follow-ups on that one?
None other than I would be great at the late ass review because most of the music I listen to is from the fucking 80s. So
yeah.
Well,
go on, Doug.
Go ahead. No, I got nothing else. Go ahead. Sorry.
Okay, cool. It's the perfect time for this then. Doug. So, Doug, you first sent me because I have a bunch, and then me and Tony will get it going here.
Yeah. So what I had going when we were talking about what we were listening to, I picked something that I have actually somebody I've seen live, Blonde Shell, who opened for this artist named Suki Waterhouse. Suki Waterhouse is actually Robert Pattinson's girlfriend or fiance. I'm not sure, but
Baddington.
yeah. So I went and saw Suki with my daughter. My daughter went to see Suki Waterhouse, and Blancho opened for her. And I thought that was the name of the band. That's actually that's the lady, but she had the band behind her the whole time. And she was great live, just really fantastic live. And she just released this album. This is her debut album. She put out a couple of like songs, but nothing like an album before. And this is kind of like young, angsty white girl music. But in a good way. Way. Like it's not like, man, no, this is really good. She just talks a lot about her struggles with addiction and having bad lays from guys, and like it's very open about her experiences in life, but really, really good. So if you like that sort of stuff, just listen to it. It's really good.
I completely missed that, Doug, because I listened to this too after you said that you're listening to it. And so my take on it is for a debut album, I think it's pretty good. But I enjoyed what she rocked out more than I did her slow songs. So I believe if she could rock out, Doug, I don't know. I like to see her, but it's their first album, so like they're just figuring stuff out. You know how this goes with the first album. Sometimes, sometimes the first album is a banger and it's the best one they got. Sometimes you can feel that they're building. And I feel building with this when I heard this because she came out rocking with that Mars Veronica song. That first song is really, really good and fun. And then she got a little bit more mellow. I would say this is more indie than pop.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it was good. It was refreshing. Thanks, Doug. And this is part of the reason why we do these segments here, Tony. Because like it rubs off on people and we get good ideas from our audience. Sometimes. We do have Zach, but Zach's saying that there's still some cooking soul Tribe Called Xmas in stock. Wow. Okay, Zach.
Even Jerry agreed. So apparently that's something we need to check out. So
Cooking Soul is a great instrumentalist. Makes some good solid sounds, man.
Good solid sounds. Excellent. So Doug, take that banner off if you don't mind.
Sure thing.
No worries, because I'm gonna put my graphic up. So then but yeah, Blonde Shell. It's a short one, y'all. So like I think 40 minutes.
It's like 9 songs. It's not very long.
Yeah, 30 minutes or something. It's a quick one. Yeah, it's pretty nice.
That's a first half of a football game right there.
Yep. Right. And it could go by like in a flash when I'm working and my earphones. It's just be like, what? I didn't even hear it. I gotta go back. So what I listened to this week was Stevie Wonder. I was listening to some Stevie Wonder, mostly off that album. That album there, original Mary Aquarium or whatever. Y'all know what it is. It's basically one of his greatest hits. Stevie Wonder's I don't know, for me, one of my most emotional people. Like Stevie brings out all the emotions. He brings out sorrow, he brings out joy, he brings out like old school reminding stuff. So that was really good. The Foo Fighters, but Here We Are, that is their first album after their drummer tragically died. So there's a lot of songs revolving that. It's a pretty good Foo Fighters album. Nothing really stood out to me. There's a couple bangers, but nothing really, respectfully. I'm not saying it was bad, but it didn't blow me away. But if you're a Foo Fighters person, you should listen to it, in my opinion. Nicki Minaj, Pink Friday, that was 2. A highly anticipated album in the hip hop scene. Her first Pink Friday was this, her coming out, basically, from what I know. It's one that everybody points to as like, definitive Nicki Minaj, all that. I'm only really listening to Nicki Minaj to keep up with my sons. They are that age, Tony. They're 18 and 20 at this point, or 18 and 19, soon to be 20. The is They're in the hip hop. They're into what's new. So they're not really necessarily into Nicki per se, but they're in that area. 21 and Drake and
Oh
uh,
yeah,
good old
they got a different ear, man. They got a different ear.
yeah, and that's cool. That's cool. But
Hmm.
another thing too I want to talk about is that I refuse to become old in music. I refuse. So I refuse to be that old curmudgeon music was better when I was growing up and all that kind of like things that that generational warfare.
Hmm.
These kids don't know good music and shit like that. You will never hear me say that unless I'm criticizing like I am now. So so Nicki Minaj, as y'all know, heavily sampled. And a bunch. I was look my take on this one real quick is that like I was like there were so many songs that I had already heard. It almost didn't feel like a new album, if that makes sense. But she did pack this album with like 30 damn songs. It's like over an hour. So if y'all a Nicki fan, I'm telling you, you should probably describe it. If you're a Nicki fan, you probably have it already. So, but it's worthy. It's worthy. Just like 3 or 4 of the bangers that are on this, y'all already heard on the radio. So, whether it be Super Freaky Girl, that one she's got now. So there's that. And then Bethany Constellino that's definitely Doug's fault because who what's her
Blonde
name again?
Shell. Blonde
Yeah,
Shell.
Blonde Shell. Blonde Shell reminded me a lot of a band called Best Coast, and they're an indie band. Look up Best Coast, y'all. They're pretty good. But the lead singer is Bethany Constantino. She is now going out to do solo. So I was like, oh, I didn't even know that. So I went and listened to it, and it's a really, really different sound. It's very Taylor Swiftish, and by I mean that, I mean straddling that line between pop and country. Sometimes you listen to Taylor and you're like, is this pop? Is this country? What is going on? And Taylor gladly straddles that line, and she does it pretty well. Check those record sales, whether you like Taylor Swift or not. Check those record sales. So Bethany goes more to the country. I was reading some articles about it. Like a lot of people, she didn't really do good in the sales because I think because her how she became known is so different than what this album is. I think people were confused or just didn't like it because it kind of straddled the whole. It kind of went over on the country line. So that's what I listened to this week, y'all. I'm always trying to listen to new and crazy things, so y'all can hit me up anywhere, tag me anywhere with new music that you hear. I will probably listen to it because I'm weird like that, and I mean weird like I want to try different music. So Tony, you listen to one of those on there?
I did. I listened to Pink Friday too, my man.
Okay,
Uh,
okay. And here we go, a review maybe.
a quick ass album review. Let's do that.
Okay.
It was okay, man. I'm not the biggest Nicki fan. When it comes to the now female rappers, I'm more partial to Cardi and Meg Thee
Me too.
Stallion a little bit
Me
more.
too. Me too. Me too.
Nicki tends to go a little bit more pop, and I'm not a fan of her popish stuff, but
Mm-hmm.
I do like when she raps.
Mm-hmm.
Super Freaky Girl's a jam. It is a jam.
Mm-hmm.
One, I like Rick James, and
Mm-hmm.
two, I mean, she's talking some stuff on there. I'm like, damn, Nikki, okay, right on, Nikki. So, no, we have very heavy in the sample, which is nothing wrong with that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't necessarily have a good ear for Nikki because I just don't know a lot of her discography.
Mm-hmm.
She has a lot of music out there.
Yes, she does. Yes, she does.
Just her, and that's she's on tons of mixtapes, tons of other people's albums. But hey, if I who am I to say it's bad? I think this is a decent album. Would I go back and listen to it again? Yeah, maybe somewhere down the road. But
Maybe. Right.
yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Right.
yeah. But
Yeah. We
yeah,
got the same vibes off it.
with Nikki, yeah, when she does the pop stuff, I'm kind of turned off. But when she
Mm-hmm.
goes back into that gritty um rap sound,
Mm-hmm.
I'm back
Mm-hmm.
on. So
Mm-hmm.
Pink Friday, yeah, it was all right, decent album. I wanted to listen to the Foo Fighters because I am a Foo Fighters fan. I didn't get a chance to
Mm-hmm.
get around to that one. Didn't get a chance to get
Mm-hmm.
around.
If you're a Foo Fighters fan, you need to listen to it. How about that?
Okay. Oh
That's
yeah.
that's
Okay.
my. I'll leave it at the rest. You heard the rest, but I kind of don't want to touch on it too hard because again, it's just out, so it's almost like a spoiler thing. So
Okay.
if y'all want to bitch at me about the Foo Fighters, man, hit the timeline. I'm there. It's cool. And I probably give that another listen to.
Okay.
Tony, speak to that a little bit too, real quick, and then Doug, we'll get to your second, and then you can jump in. How, as a person who does a podcast about music, obviously you value music; it's big in your life. I would assume. I've heard you talk about it a little bit on the podcast. How many times do you think it's like? How many times sometimes does it take for you to listen to an album for you to get it? Like for you to be like, for it to turn on and be like, oh, this album is banging. Is it the first time or does it take some time?
Gosh, oh no, at least 2 to 3 times, honestly. Some of my favorite albums, it took that second time to come around to it. And sometimes that second time, there may be a gap of a year or two in between. But when I hear it the second time, I'm like, okay, now I get in. Maybe it's all about my mindset at that time versus or what I was doing during the time of listening. I will say this. Since we have moved to my wife and I, my family, my 3 boys, as we moved here to Arkansas, it's a lot slow. It's a slower paced town versus Dallas. It's a lot quieter too. Hell, I can't even lie about that, man. I can dive in to my music a lot better up here versus in Dallas. Late night sitting on the porch, have my headphones on, just rocking out with a beer. It's quiet. I'm in it. I'm in it. So yeah, no, there are some artists that I love them so damn much. All it takes is one time. But I'm also really hard on them too when those albums are horrible. But for artists who I'm trying to come on to, yeah, it may take me a couple times. It may take me a couple times.
So Jerry wants to remind y'all that there's a 3-part series on Dave Grohl from January 2020, y'all. So Modern Brews and Beats clearly likes, or at least you like the Foo Fighters, because obviously you wouldn't have done that.
Absolutely, yeah. We hit
you
all
wouldn't
three
have three podcast content of it.
3, yeah. We did a late ass album review on an album. We did like a top 5 Dave Grohl. We looked up the lyrics to a Foo Fighters song. So we hit up all our music categories and really jumped in. Dave Grohl he's on my bucket list of people I would love to meet one day.
Amen. Sorry, Doug, real quick. One of my only Foo Fighter memory in life was I went to go see them and the Chili Peppers. The Chili Peppers were the headline, and the Foo Fighters were the warm-up band, and the Foo Fighters blew them away. In fact, so much so, I enjoyed the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I do enjoy them. I enjoyed them, but the Foo Fighters, that was like when they were done, was like, okay, I'm out of here. Like it's over. It was like a mic drop.
Around what year was this? Because they could have been like, Foo Fighters, man. They were hitting on all cylinders for a long time, man.
1999, 2000.
Yep, that's okay. They were dropping some good stuff, man.
And they were banging. And the Chili Peppers came out, and it almost felt like the Chili Peppers were just making their money, if that makes sense. I mean, it was good, but it felt like the Foo Fighters put their heart into it. You know what I'm talking about when it comes to live performances. You can tell sometimes when it's just like, all right, I'm making my money. I'm going to give y'all a good show. It's cool. Or when they really pour their soul out into the whole thing. That's what Foo Fighters were doing that night. It was amazing.
Oh, that's great, man. Oh, that was a great show.
Yeah, it was amazing. What's up, Doug?
All right, so I have a question for you then, starting with Tony, and then Greg, it's you as well. So if you say it sometimes takes you 2, 3 listens to an album, I'm the exact opposite. If I hear it and I listen to it and I like it, I'll listen to it more. If it doesn't hit me right, then I'm done with it. There's too much other stuff to listen to. For me, that's how I look at it. What is up with that, Manny? Shut your mouth, Greg.
I am.
So, are there any albums that stand out to either of you that you listened on your first time and that was the fucking shit? That right there. I don't have to listen to it and know that was great. You will listen to it again, but you said you knew right from the jump that was good.
Yes. An early hip hop album. Man, I feel a bit weird saying his name nowadays, but Kanye, College Dropout, man. College Dropout. The first time I heard it, I wasn't even a big hip hop. Back then, I was still on my Cash Money, No Limit Record stuff, man. really South hip hop. But when I heard of Kanye, this guy from Chicago, College Dropout, damn, dude,
Mhm.
that was a really good album from start to
Mhm.
finish. And Jerry and I, we talk about albums from start to finish. Just let it play
Mhm.
out, no
Mhm.
skips. Yeah, hell yeah, that was a damn good album, man. I knew it from the first time I heard it. Great album. Now, one that I didn't love the first time, that I went back and I adored this album was I adore this album now, but the album the first time I heard it was Outkast, Speaker Box and Love Below.
Mm.
When I first heard it, Speaker Box was all right. Love Below was what is my boy doing? Man,
Mm. Mm.
I
Mhm.
had to mature. Went back listened to it years later. Fuck man, that damn Love Below is a beautiful album, man.
Mhm.
Beautiful album. Speaker Box is a very I appreciate that, man. That was some good stuff, big boy. So yeah, those are two albums I can think off the top of my head. Gosh, there's so many other albums, dude, that I love the first time I hear it. Damn near all the
Oh.
3 6 Mafia stuff.
Yeah,
Um,
keep going, keep going. We ain't in
uh,
a rush.
my love for old school Cash Money, Juvenile, 400 Degrees, the G Code, um, God dog, man, Little Wayne stuff, literally everything, man. I like when it comes to No Limit, I was really more of a mystical, and I like Master P. Master P jams. He was rocking back in his solo stuff. Those are just some good stuff, man. Just to stand the test of time. And yeah, that's where I'm at now. Now my musical ear's a little bit different, but those are some albums that just stand out to me. That yeah, those first times. Oh, I love it. I love it. I wish my wife would let me buy it on vinyl, but she probably won't. That's another story.
Mhm.
How about you? How about you? How about you, Greg? What's up? What's up with you on that?
Man, I got a bunch here. I got Cypress Hill Black Sunday. Cemented me as a fan. I could not stop playing that album from front to back. I just could not stop at all. The Chronic Dr. Dre, one of the best rap albums ever. I knew it the first time I heard it. I was like, this is just it's just it. I've always been a Snoop Dogg fan. In fact, he's probably my kids asked me about is he a top five in my he's absolutely top five in my list. Even still he's not even still he's jumping on these songs and still making good raps and good music. Even still, y'all. Even if he's smokeless with his outdoor grill. I have let's see, I said okay. And then the last one is a rock band is and I absolutely despise who they are as people now. But coming up, it was Godsmack's first album with whatever. And I mean that album when we first put that in the fucking thing and that music came out, I was like, this is the next rock ain't dead. Godsmack, I think it's called Godsmack whatever, I think. It has whatever on it and Never Misunderstand Me and all those fucking banging hits that they have. But now they're a bunch of bitches. Like they have a song called Crying Like a Bitch. Now they're a bunch of MAGA bitches. And I kind of don't listening to them now has this whatever came on the radio a couple weeks ago and I actually listened to it for the first time in a long time. But I really used to love them. They were diverse too. They are diverse with the bongos that the lead singer plays and he plays the fucking the gong on the stage and all that. They're really excellent in concert. But yeah, Godsmack, whatever, Doug. Cypress Hill Black Sunday, Dr. Dre the Chronic, and Snoop Dogg's first album. Was that Doggy Style or was that its second one? It was the one with Lottie Dottie. We Like the Party.
I
That
think
one.
that was Doggy Style.
Yeah. And Murder Was the Case and all that. Yeah. So anyway, those are mine,
Can
Doug.
I had three if I could drop mine. I didn't actually think of this until I asked a question. So these are off the top of my head too. I just thought it would be good to hear what your opinion was. I'm going to give you one that probably not a lot of people have heard of. There is this group called Sweetback, which is Sade's band without Sade.
What? All right, I got to write this down.
They have two albums. Their first album is 24 years old. If they released today, it would sound like something completely new. It is a superb album. I still listen to that album just kind of floored by how good it is.
Well, Sade is a goddess, but that's another story.
Yes. And that's the thing is you think, oh, the Sade band without Sade, that's ridiculous. No, they are awesome musicians.
Okay.
The other one is what first got me really into rap because I jumped into the deep end, and it was "It Takes a Nation of Millions to Hold Us Back" by Public Enemy. Because that album, you listen to it, and that shit just grabs you and says, "Listen here, motherfucker," and you listen. It grabbed you, and you aren't going anywhere. You're going to listen to that damn album. You're going to hear what Chuck D has to say. And
that's
and
the one with 911, right? Because I was thinking
no. This is Jesus. My favorite song is "Black Steel" in the Hour of Chaos on that album, but that's also the song. That's also the song from "Do the Right Thing." God damn it! Now my brain is forgetting it.
Fight the Power. I don't know. Not Fight the Power.
Fight the Power was on that, yeah.
Okay.
So yeah. So the other one that I'm going to give you was "The Carnival" from Wyclef, because that is a story. Like that is a story, and I hadn't heard a lot of albums like that, and that really kind of I just loved how it was just kind of like a progression of a story throughout the album, and there's plenty of albums like that, but that one just kind of really. Because it went on kind of a bunch of different genres to me, but I really enjoyed that. MF2? What? If that's a real thing, I do need to listen to that. Holy shit.
No, right. Right. Doug, do you have a second?
Yes, I do. So this one I got when I was in Ohio. It's actually not from Ohio, weirdly. It is from Chicago. It is called Smorbidly Obese Pig. It's a s'mores imperial stout. The name, I had to get it. So, look at that little pug face on there. A dead pug, apparently. So this is 10%. It's from Maplewood. I'm not sure. I wonder if Afro Beer Chicks talked about them. I think so.
Here in Arkansas, we know a lot about pigs. So.
Right.
Pig suey.
Arkansas Razorbacks, baby.
Yeah.
Look at that color, though.
Like it.
Yeah, Doug. Whew. So it is real, Doug. This is real.
All right, I need to find that then. This is like graham crackery and chocolate all in your nose with a little bit of marshmallow in the back. So I'm wondering, hopefully it'll taste as good as it smells.
What's the ABV?
10.
Oh, okay. It's a good Friday night beer, man.
Wow.
Okay, so this is good. This is not as good as the Dragon's Milk S'more beer I had last week. That was just nuts how good that was. Okay. But what's interesting is you don't get a lot of the marshmallow in the nose, but man, is it in the flavor. It's, if you like marshmallow, you'd really like that. The graham cracker falls also is basically chocolate and marshmallow and imperial stout. It's good. It's very drinkable. It just, like I said, again, you're comparing a beer to a Dragon's Milk, which that you can't beat those fucking variants they make. So I don't know. Anyway, it's definitely a good beer. And also just a fun label. You know how I am about labels for beer. So I like that. So cheers to that.
Hey, Tony, anybody have a comment on this comment?
The Gray album by Danger Mouse?
I have, yeah. I listened to the Black, of course, the Black album is by Jay-Z. I believe the Gray album, he blends Jay-Z and the Beatles tracks. I don't know which Beatles songs, but I have. I'm more of a Reasonable Doubt Jay-Z fan than the Blueprint. I mean, yeah, the Black album. I'm sorry. In the Blueprint. Yeah, the Blueprint's pretty good too. Hold on. Yeah, Reasonable Doubt and the Blueprint. Yeah, they're both pretty good. The Black album, it's okay, but I love Danger Mouse. So I like Danger Mouse more with Gnarls Barkley with CeeLo than I do that mashup from Jay-Z and the Beatles.
I didn't realize that Gnarls Barkley was a mashup of with Danger Mouse was in that. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, Danger Mouse and CeeLo Green. Yeah,
I didn't realize that was Danger Mouse with him. Wow.
Yeah.
See how much I pay attention. Sorry.
Gnarls Barkley is dope.
Yeah. CeeLo be singing his ass off, man. I love my Goody Mob CeeLo, but Gnarls did his thing as a group.
Hey,
Yeah.
if you have a chance to, I don't know if you've ever seen the show. It's something with Daryl Hall from Hall & Oates does this live from Daryl's house show that he
I've
did
seen
for
it,
a while,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
CeeLo Green was on that, and he was fantastic on that show.
Oh,
Like,
I think I've seen that episode. It's been a while, but
yeah, they're
oh,
coming out with new episodes of that. They haven't done any in 5
really?
years and doing more coming out. So,
Wow.
but that CeeLo Green one, the only one that was better was Matt Nathanson. He did "Wishing Well" by Terrence Trent D'Arby,
Right on.
and that was fucking great. And the
Wow.
problem is that got pulled down because apparently Terrence Trent D'Arby owns the music and told them to pull it down for copyright reasons.
Please, man. What a hater. What a hater.
Sorry, I hijacked there, Craig.
Wu-Tang Clan versus the Beatles. Okay. Okay. Jerry says
Oh, wow. I bet that's pretty sweet. Hey, man. I bet that's pretty nice.
Oh, that's great. That's great. That's great.
I need to step my mashup music game up. I wouldn't know what the hell's out there now.
I haven't heard that.
Wow.
Man, we're bringing out some cool stuff, folks. Awesome.
Yeah. Now y'all got that song "Fuck You" in my head from Fuck Her Too. Yeah, that's a great one.
Great song, man. Great song.
Oh, that is one of my favorite ever. One of my
dad's favorite song is "Crazy" of Charles Barkley. That's his song. Yeah. He said if he was a wrestler, that would be his entrance song. So, yeah,
that's a great entrance song.
My dad's a trip. That dude's wild. So shout out to him.
All right, y'all. So we'll get back to music in a little bit, but I have a burning question that I just did, Doug. It just crossed my path like literally an hour ago, maybe even less than an hour ago.
Okay.
An hour ago.
Somewhere around there.
Today is my youngest son's birthday. And it's one of those milestone ones. 18. So pretty cool. So I was gonna call him little dude, which I used to, but he's not a little dude anymore, so we can't do that. But dude had an ice cream cake for his birthday. He wanted, one of them from DQ. So of course, Doug had to have a little sliver. I couldn't go crazy like I would.
Yeah,
like half the cake hunk.
Yeah.
But an intriguing question came from that. And do you need an ice cream cake, Doug, with a fork or a spoon? So I eat it with a spoon. And I told my youngest, how the hell do you eat ice cream with a spoon? His quick response was, how the hell do you eat cake with a spoon? Or how do you eat ice cream with a fork? He said, how do you eat cake with a spoon? So, y'all, what's the verdict?
Well, I think your best bet is just go ahead and just go with the spoon for both. Ice cream cake, just go with the spoon. You don't want to miss nothing. You don't want to drop nothing. Just scoop it all in that spoon. Plastic spoon, that is.
Why not? How about a spork? Why don't you grab?
You can do a spork. Oh shit! Yeah, you can do a sport. I forgot about sports, man.
Hey, that was some shit from middle school. That just popped in my head.
Use a good spork in your life. That's the situation for a true spork, not a KFC food. Yeah,
it might be the only one, but yeah,
yeah.
But if I was going to do it, I probably would do a spoon. I'd eat with a fork too. I don't care, whatever's available. But
all right, well, let's see here. Let's see what my X feed says. 54% say fork. Okay. Y'all wrong, and y'all can be wrong. That's fine. But if you said fork,
damn, man, the KFC sports, man, tons of them growing up.
Yeah, if y'all answered fork. So anyway, all right, y'all. On to something here. Definitely Netflix and chill music. Definitely, right, Doug?
A little low emphasis on the chill part of that, I believe.
I guess, or something. Doug, what are you watching this week?
Okay, so I watched something on Netflix that I was really intrigued by. It's something called Leave the World Behind. This is basically like if you're a doomsday prepper, this would be the shit you watch and go, see, that would be the kind of thing you would watch. I thought this movie was really freaking great, except I fucking hated the end. The ending I really hated. But it's directed by Sam Esmail, who thanks, Manny. It's directed by Sam Esmail, who directed Mr. Robot, which I fucking love that show. That show's amazing. And Greg, you'll love this. It's produced by the Obamas. This is their first movie they did that was not like a documentary. And I was listening to some guy talking about how he was a writer on it, and they gave the script to the Obamas about some of the apocalyptic stuff, and the guy was like, yeah, how do I send this to a guy, the former president, who knows all the bad shit that can happen? And then Obama sent him a note back, you got a few things wrong. Like, like, holy shit. Like, I should be way off. I should not be just a few things wrong. But yeah, it's really good. Mahershala Ali is fantastic in it. So is Ethan Hawke. And Mahala, I'm going to mispronounce that poor girl's name, but she's the daughter of Mahershala Ali in that, and she's fantastic.
Yeah, you got it right, I think, there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't, even with my glasses on, I'm because it's small, I can't see. Oh, Mahala, I think. But just really, really good. If you like I said, for me, I thought the ending was not as good as the rest of the movie, but I think it's definitely worth a watch.
All right.
Yes.
All right.
Yes. Zach said, is Kevin Bacon playing the MAGA next door in that movie? Yes. Kevin Bacon plays a MAGA prepper. He looks like a scumbag when he wants to be in these movies. I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Sleepers, where he's like, he plays like a prison guard who did bad shit to kids in a kid's prison. And he just looks like the greasiest motherfucker. And I don't know how he does it, but he looks like the Footloose guy looks like the greasiest motherfucker that he can.
Well, he cleans up well, Doug.
Apparently.
Hey, Tony, are you watching anything?
I'm watching a couple of things, man. So I'm watching the series Beef on Netflix. That one's really, really good with the comedian. I think it's Ali Wong. Is that her name? And,
Yeah.
Really good show, man. I think there's 10 episodes. I'm on episode like 8 or 9 right now. I've been really digging that show. I like to balance out my TV shows. I like to watch something new and I like to watch something old. And recently on Hulu, they put all the old Steve Harvey show, the sitcom Steve Harvey shows on there. And man, that shit's funny, man. I forgot how funny that show was with him and back when him and Cedric a little bit younger. Man, Cedric the Entertainer, that is. I've been digging that show. I haven't seen him in years. In years, I haven't seen that show, and those are my two shows. Just catching up on the old Steve Harvey and Beef on Netflix.
All right.
Yes, pause. Yes.
All right. Doug, I heard a beer moving around. Is that you again or no?
No, that was me. Just I do a thing where when my sons are here, one of my sons like to sample one of the things I have, and he gets to choose. So I was just letting him know that I had a little sample for him ready. So.
Tony, do you see? Have you fucked around with? Have you worked? Tried any of these THC seltzer things going around?
I have not. I don't think I've seen them yet either, man. Maybe next time I'm down in the DFW area, I'll keep my eye open.
They're going around.
Yeah, I'll definitely try it, man.
And it's weird. It's not about your state's marijuana laws because this is a Wisconsin brewer, and I bought it in Wisconsin. Nice. And we don't even have recreational here. I'm sorry, we don't even have medical here. So there's a loophole that's going on here, really? Or it's really strong, actually.
So Wisconsin doesn't have medical? Nothing like medical?
No.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, they repressed all that up here. We're
Even Arkansas got medical, man. Damn.
Hey, I will tell you, in New York here, we don't even have like full, like in certain places you can
it's
have like
coming, Doug.
recreational.
Stop it. It's coming.
Yeah,
Y'all
but we're
passed
supposed to be
legislation.
we're supposed to be this super progressive state, and we are so behind on so many fucking things that one of them.
I hear you,
dumb.
but at least it's coming, dude. Like one day it's going to be like y'all passed it. It's not even about a if and or but. Y'all passed it, so I have to give credit to the people who passed it. Now, so they've done it a long time ago, yes. But Tony, we are the most gerrymandered state in this country, Wisconsin. So of course everything is like regressive in that manner, if that makes sense. You know that precedes regression and any kind of forward thinking. I always joke and say Wisconsin will be the 50th state to legalize marijuana. Like it's destined. Their destiny is not to like be the forerunner of anything. It's like the wave has to hit you. We got Minnesota, we got Michigan, we got Illinois, all recreational, the states that surround Wisconsin, and then the other one is Iowa, and they have medical. So, but the fact that I can get, but the fact, Tony, that I can get 25 milligram in here, THC. It's just bizarre how these rules are, these whatever the hell's going on. It's really bizarre. So keep an eye out on them. They're fun.
Man, there's always a loophole, man. I've learned that just from politics in the last decade. There is always a loophole. It's somewhere in there. Just poke around. Get in there.
Right.
Get in there and poke around. There's a loophole in there somewhere.
Right. You can buy it anywhere, just don't get caught. Is he talking about weed, or is he talking about seltzers, or he's talking about both? Or
Jerry, what you talking about, man?
California checking in. Well, we know Zach. Like what? We don't long known that, Zach. You're just rubbing that shit in, is what you're doing, Zach. Fuck you. But yeah, so keep an eye out for these, man. They're in the set. Like, it's interesting because you know how, Tony, you know how, like, you know, you're a beer person, so you know how seltzers have hit the scene and you know, almost like not taking over, but you know, they've risen really hard and kind of been everywhere.
Very visible.
They're very visible, and a lot of our favorite breweries are now doing them to keep people in. I visited one brewery in Rochester, Minneapolis recently, and like half of their most of their taps were these seltzers, Tony, and they were delicious. You know, and they had all the flavors: passion fruit, strawberry lemonade, grape. Like, and it was this really, really nice. And then their beers were nice too. So then, to me, it's just opening an opportunity for breweries, whether I like them or not, to be more diverse. Actually, you know, maybe not in a way of, but you know, sometimes, you know, you want to. I don't know if you want to speak to that until Doug comes back, but you know, about like the diversity of, you know, we want diversity of like, you know, styles and stuff. But if you get out a seltzer in, and you know, you can keep those people there longer.
Absolutely, yeah. The beer brewery I'm at tonight, Point Remove, here in Morrilton, Arkansas, they make their own wine too, so that helps. My wife, she'll come up here, hang out with me. She'll drink some wine, or she'll buy a bottle, take it back to the house, things like that. So, yeah, no, I get it. I hear you, man.
Yeah. Excellent. What's going on, Doug? You good?
Sorry. Yeah, sorry, I had to step away for a second, but yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Sign me up. I would sign me up.
Yeah, if there was something like that, I would try that. And I'm not an IPA person, so
that would be amazing. Zach's right. What's going on, Doug?
Nothing other than it is weird to have like laws not be so like so backwards in different states and others not. Like the idea that you have like 3 states bordering you and well that have everything kind of legalized and you don't, it just screams dumbness on your government's part. Sorry. Same with here. I mean, we have it's New York State is like everybody thinks super liberal. Like the middle of the state is all rural, all rural. So like Pennsylvania's the same way.
Well, you're lucky you have that big ass city that dictates everything to the rest
for sure. And let me tell you, the rural
rest
folks
of the
don't
world.
like that shit at all.
Right. Well. Listen, they need to chill because it's the rest of the world that New York City has influence on. So, like, respectfully, like whether it be music, culture, all that. New York City is big culturally. It's like so. Of course, it's going to evaporate its dumb little state that's attached to it. Of course. Come on, people, use your minds, use your heads. Of course, but no, and we're not going to just make New York City a state and then the rest. No, 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 no. Y'all need to be told up there where Doug lives. Y'all need to be told. Y'all need to be dictated to. Like, this is how it's going to be. Y'all just sit down and relax. It's cool. No one's going to come for you. No one's coming for you. Relax. Go to work. We'll be good. Anyway, Doug, that's not where I thought we were going to go. That wasn't on my bingo card, but
Me
that's
either.
good.
Me either.
Tony, you can always jump in if you have something to say, but if you just let us rant, that's cool.
No, I'm listening. I'm learning about Wisconsin, and you know,
Wisconsin.
I know I don't know much about the state of New York, but I've been to New York City several times, and yeah, I'm just surprised to hear. I'm just learning right now, man. I'm just learning, just learning.
That's cool. That's cool. We're gonna learn something here with Doug's question.
Yeah. So I have a question here that I heard from Greg's favorite source, TikTok. It is actually a really kind of thought-provoking question. So at least I thought so. So the question is,
I know.
how many owls do you have to see before you are concerned in a day? How many owls do you have to see in a day before you start becoming concerned? Think about it. How many owls do you see in a
None.
year?
If one, if
Just one?
if
Just
Fuck.
Greg, I'm telling you, if you think it's like a dumb question, but it's like you think, oh shit, like yeah, how many would it take for you? 3?
2? 2?
Yeah. Nothing's concerning about them, Jeff. Just the idea that you don't see a lot of them. So if you saw a lot of them, it's almost like in these apocalypse movies where you see like here's these herds of deer running past. Oh shit, something's happening. Like that's what I think. Like if you saw like Greg, you saw 3 owls, you'd be like, and it wasn't like here's 2 owls and a nest of little ones. This is like 3 separate owls. You'd be like, what the fuck is going on? Why am I seeing all these owls? It is a white people question. That's okay.
Doug, I'm gonna say 2. I'll play.
Yeah, I was thinking 3 or 4 was probably my limit too. But like there was some guy who was talking, like I was watching his video and he was just like, oh man, like 10. And I'm like, where the fuck are you seeing 10 owls, dude? What the fuck? Like see 10 owls.
Right.
It's not like it's in Harry Potter where they're delivering messages. Those guys don't do that shit. Like what the fuck? Sorry if that was a white people question and not very good, but I just thought that was fantastic.
Look, the black people didn't say it; another white person said it. So y'all
That's
go
okay.
over there and fight, and Tony and I will be cool. All right. Well, I got a question too, y'all.
We have to have the guests go first here.
Age yourself with a store that no longer exists.
Jeez Louise. So one store. Growing up, I did all my back to school shopping. Was Mervyn's. Mervyn's clothing store. So yeah, man, I used to be fresh coming out of Mervyn's. Man, I had all my stuff laid out, ready. My dad would iron it up for me, had my little crease in it, man. I was ready to rock. I was ready to roll, man. And I was looking forward to go to Mervyn's, man. I get all the latest little Bugle Boy jeans and shit, man. And
Bugle Boys.
yeah, dude, I was fresh, man. So I would have to say Mervyn's, man. When I was an elementary kid, that was the spot. I would look forward to getting. I know I'm gonna come out there fresh. I know I am.
Doug?
No, great. No, Zach, I'm not going to say Woolworths, even though I'm old enough to have gone to a Woolworths. I'm going to say a store that I used to see them all the time, and it was there for like 3 or 4 years, and then it was gone. Chess King. Do you guys don't remember Chess King? Maybe that was an East Coast thing. Jesus.
I grew up where you grew up, generally, Doug.
There was one in the Franklin Mills Mall, Greg. I know because I went there,
Yeah,
and that was
I've been there a
in
couple
your
times.
hood. That was in your
Yeah,
hood.
yeah, yeah. No, well, tell us about that place since we don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, well, I'm going to tell you that Chess King was like where you went and bought like skids and parachute pants and shit like that. That's what it was like. You probably have, Jeff, but yeah.
Mm. So it was a fashion store.
Yes, it was a fast fashion store in the like early 90s and late 80s. A lot of the clothes were purple and like mustard color because that was really popular at the time. So yeah.
And this was a Northeast store, or
I
I'm
don't
trying to
know.
picture.
Jerry
I know.
Richard just said he knew it.
Oh wow, Jerry. Okay, I know Jeff is from I believe Boston, so I'm like, okay, maybe it's a Northeast thing. I never heard of Chess King. It's interesting.
Mm-hmm. Neither did I. Let's see here. Right. Let's see it here though. We got it right here. Is that
Yep.
No.
it looks upscale, Doug. Is it upscale?
Yeah, I mean, kind of. It wasn't. I walked in and I was like, I can't afford anything in here, but it looked cool, so I would go in and walk around. It wasn't like I could afford to buy shit there, but like,
Yeah, okay.
Right,
All
see a little
right.
plaid shirt right there. Okay.
yeah, I'm telling you. I feel like Kid and Play would have shopped there. That's the kind of clothes they had there.
Mm. And did they make you jump? Oh no, that's not them.
That's crisscross.
Yeah.
Greg,
You tried, man.
that was. Hey, maybe that THC is kicking in for you
Yeah,
now.
THC got him.
Not maybe. There's no maybe about it, actually. So of course Jerry Richard stole one of mine. So yeah. Remember the Sears catalog would show up. Yeah, like Sears was the department store. There used to be one down there on 69th Street in West Philly, 63rd Street. 63rd Street. I lived on 61st Street. 63rd Street, West Philly, right off the L station there. Used to be a Sears. I'm pretty sure, or was up. There was a Sears, and we always went to it. It was easy to walk to. So Sears is mine. So clearly I am not white, but where is that one, Doug? You see it? This.
There was a Woolworths where I went where I was very little. My mom used to take me. So yes.
Woolworth would have been on my shirt list too. I remember that Woolworth.
Yeah.
Were y'all ever at a Woolworth that had like that served food?
Yeah, there was the one I had. The one that was near us had like a soda fountain, like the old soda jerk things, and food.
Yes.
The reason I know that because when I was when my mom was shopping for kindergarten clothes, I left her and walked up to the bar and ordered a soda. I had no money. I just like, can I have a soda? And the lady was like, sure. My mom comes up, she's like mortified, and he's like, don't worry about it. He just came up. I figured you didn't.
So Doug, I was gonna say Friendlies, but I can't. It's still around.
Yeah, there's a few.
Did you know Friendlies, Tony?
Never heard of it. Never heard of it.
It's an ice cream place, basically.
And
like desserts and shit. It was really cool. It's still around, actually. Find yourself one, but I'm pretty sure it's probably like Pennsylvania area. I was gonna say Friendlies, Doug. Another one is Baskin Robbins, but I can't say that. So I struggled with this question, even though I knew it was coming. All right, y'all. All right. I have to get another beer, Doug. So
yeah, do it up.
I don't know if we
well, I have to start talking about Tony about conspiracy theories. We haven't even touched that puppy yet. So
yes, perfect timing.
Yeah. So why don't you go get your second beer and I will start the ball rolling here. All right, Tony. So I kind of opened this this gate when I was on your podcast. You did something about conspiracy theories, and I was like, "Can I ask a question?" That is the worst thing a guest can do is interrupt the interviewers and say. And I was like, "Give me your favorite conspiracy theory," and you're like, Doug, I've been waiting for this moment my whole life.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit, what?
The best question anybody's ever asked me in my life, man. Absolutely.
You have to
Absolutely.
you please give us the one you gave us that I was like, I told you I hadn't even considered, and it made sense.
Goodness, I'm trying to remember what it was now, man.
It involved a Hollywood star who passed away fairly recently.
Oh, dude, yeah, that's a good one, man.
Yep.
I
Bring it.
I need to do more research on the death of Bob Saget. It's very mysterious, man. How he died, the way he died, how he was discovered, and it just doesn't add up. And there's a lot of I need to do more digging since that was more of the recent ones on my list. And yes, I have a list. That's one of the more recent ones on my list. But yeah, dude, that was a strange one. I believe it was in Orlando, Florida, when he passed away after a show. He did a show that night. Literally, the next morning, they found him in his bed with a hit to the back of the head, dead, and made no sense at all, man. If you ever hear that story, um, yeah, pretty crazy, dude. Pretty wild, pretty wild.
Yeah, and I mean, there's obviously different ones and different levels depending on what you want to hit with conspiracy theories and how deep you want to go. I think God, this was so long ago that we did that show, and I'm trying to remember all the ones you said. Did you say JFK? Was that one of yours? I think you're like, of course,
Yeah,
JFK. I think you said that one.
yeah, man. I have a like. There's quite a few of them that is top of my list. JFK will probably be number one, just because I'm from Dallas and I've driven
Mm.
down Elm Street so many freaking times, and
Uh,
they had the X in the street for years. I don't even know if it's still there, but literally, I've driven down that road so many times. I'm like, damn, this is where a president was killed right here. That's
why
it
would they
blows
have
my
an X?
mind.
Why would they have an X on the road where that? Like, why would you want to commemorate that?
They literally turned the whole sixth floor museum. It was Texas school book depository. They turned it the sixth floor. They turned that into a museum, and it's still there. Yeah, it's still there. Like I can't. If you're from Dallas, especially the older you get, you drive around. You drive down Elm Street so many times, and in my head, I'm like, damn, that's crazy. Like a president was killed here, and it changed the world, changed definitely the
Mm-hmm.
United States right here. Like it blows my mind every time. Like it's crazy. It's crazy. But I have quite a few, man, that stick out to me. JFK was one of them. The '60s were rough, dude. Martin Luther King. That's another conspiracy theory I have. How he died. Um, JFK's brother, Robert F. Kennedy. How he died. Um, I love the whole O.J. Simpson. Oh, don't let me take that back. I don't love the whole O.J.
You
Simpson.
love the whole O.J. Simpson experience. All right, great.
No,
You heard it here,
no.
folks.
Yeah, it's wild, man, and I've seen so many documentaries and read up so many things on it, man. It's just so mysterious, and you're just like, wow, man. I have conclusions on all my ideas, and I have some other some little conspiracy theories. Like one of my odd ones is the 2000 presidential election, dude. Bush versus Gore.
Mm.
Like that. Like, come on, man. Like the TV said one thing a few minutes ago. What happened? And shit happens. Um, One of my favorite ones that I talk about with some of my close friends and relatives is and this one may make people laugh, but it's a true story. Damn it, it still makes me mad to this day. The 2006 NBA Finals, man. The Dallas Mavericks were screwed out of that NBA Finals.
Oh, for the Miami
You
Heat.
can't convince me any other way, man. They made Dwayne Wade a star. The NBA made Dwayne Wade a star. Look at his stats. His stats are all right. His stats are all right. Is he that great of a player? Yeah, he was good, but damn, they made him a star, man.
All right, you're gonna bark up the wrong tree with me. One, I'm a Miami Heat fan. Two, Dwayne Wade is my second favorite player of all time.
Who's your
So
first? Who's your first? Who's your first?
it's going to be LeBron, and I will get a lot of shit for that. So
LeBron's a bad man. LeBron's
yeah,
a bad man, dude. I was happy Mavericks redeemed themselves in 2011, but come on, man. That '06 was look how many times he went to the line by himself, dude. You're just like Was that game 3?
Yeah,
Like,
he just
God, no,
he did a LeBron before LeBron. Like he
like,
just was like, I'm just gonna
like
run
you
into
look,
people. He did like the Karl Malone. I'm just gonna run into people and get free
dude.
throws. So yeah.
I don't understand. You're up 2-0 and you were like, we were beating them down. Game 3, we were up like in the third quarter, and here we go. And the
All
rest
right.
is
So
history,
you're
man.
not gonna do the whole if you're gonna do an NBA conspiracy theory, the one that always I think has a fuck ton of validity goes way back into the 80s when the Knicks, who had almost no chance to win the lottery, magically won the lottery when Patrick Ewing was going to be the number 1 pick. Like,
Dude,
and
it's
there's
real.
also the big thing that it was like the envelope was cold, so he knew which one was the Knicks. And David Stern was from New York and was a lifelong Knicks fan, and like, yeah,
It's
that was
real.
one that I actually look at and I'm going, yeah, I could see how that happened. But yeah,
You can even, if you want to even look now, the first inaugural in-season tournament, the Lakers win. They're supposed to win. They're the Lakers. They were gonna win. And
yeah,
the Lakers, come on, man. Yeah, there's little things like that. So
I feel like there's less of a fix-in now with Adam Silver than when David Stern was in.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
David Stern was a prick and would do anything to make the league better. So,
And he hated Mark Cuban. Yes. Yeah.
I will tell you, Jeff's hold on. He said I would imply people care about the in-season tournament. I'm going to tell you, a lot of people really enjoyed that in-season tournament. I will say it was fun. It was interesting. At least it made it entertaining in the middle of the time when nobody watches the NBA.
Yeah.
The floors were terrible.
Oh,
the floors were terrible. Oh my God. The floors were like, what are you trying to do?
That was so stupid. Don't change the floor. Like, you couldn't even see. Like, it's late at night. I'm like, this floor is terrible. I'd rather watch college basketball just to see it. And I'm more of a college basketball fan, by the way. But,
Me too.
I did enjoy the in-season tournament, and I'm a LeBron fan, so I was happy to see LeBron do his thing.
At 38 years old, it's crazy. The way he's playing right now, it's just insane. Like, he's having careers that 10% of only 10% of the people who ever played will have a year like he's having this year when he's like 38. It's just, I don't know, man.
It's insane to watch that because he's year 21. Year 21. Yeah. And he didn't listen, I get that there's a lot of it's hard to really compare eras because I'm always going to choose LeBron over Jordan because I thought Jordan fucked the league up afterwards.
Here we go. But anyway.
But that is my opinion, and most people disagree with me. Most people disagree with me. That's fine. But what I'm going to say is the idea that you've never seen a person, Kareem played 20 years and he wasn't nearly the player that LeBron is now. Like that shit's amazing. Whether you like LeBron or not, you gotta give him props for being able to do this shit at this age in the league. That's nuts.
Update.
Do you think he'll hit 40K in points?
Yeah, I do.
I do. Yeah, same here. He should be over 39 now.
Yeah, the only person I could see on the horizon right now that could beat that is Luka because Luka plays such a heliocentric style of basketball. But
honestly, being from Dallas, I didn't realize how far Dirk was up that list either, dude. Dirk's number 6 on the list, dude. And I took it for granted.
Dirk played 19 seasons. I think he played 19 seasons. So yeah.
Yeah, I took it for granted as a fan. I didn't realize he scored that many damn points.
Yeah, and I'm still, I don't know, like, for me, let's address this Jordan LeBron thing since Doug brought it up. And it's a rabbit hole. And you could argue this. You can have this argument. It's just crazy. But I'm not going to engage in this conversation. I've decided, Doug, until after LeBron's done. Like, I want to see when he's done. And the whole thing is done. And he has as many points. Then that's when I will get into that. But like I don't know. I don't know how you deny LeBron this at this point. But I will wait to see what all the numbers say at the end. That's where I'm at, really. And then why can't we can have greatest of all times for different eras, can't we?
I think so. I think that's a way to go at this point, right?
Well, the league change. This league specifically has changed so drastically on what's important and then what's needed to win. And then you have these different eras. Like respect to LeBron. To me, one of the persons who had the biggest impact on this whole era right here is Steph Curry, because
Mhm.
him
He changed the
extending that
game.
3-point and all that. Yeah, not that LeBron didn't. I'm not even. Again, I'm not. It doesn't have to be one or the other. They both can be dope. So on their own in their own little separate worlds, but how he stretched the field, and now he just makes it look like fucking like he's eating cake on an afternoon on a Sunday, sipping some margaritas, and he's just knocking these half quarters down and all that. And you know what he's doing. You know he's breeding the next generation of people who are going to just knock it down like that. Like people, you know how this wave starts. So, someone gets inspired, and then all of a sudden you have like 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 clones coming up right after him, doing the same thing. So before Steph did it, Tony, like you said, he changed the game. Before Steph did it, no one really took that position, which is like, I'm gonna get the 3, and I'm gonna shoot as many as I can, and I'm gonna get good at it, and I'm gonna. Next thing you know, I scored 50, and
Absolutely, yeah. Even being in Dallas, seeing a big like Dirk shooting jumpers and shooting threes, dude, that's just weird. You don't see that.
He
That
was
was
like the first. He was like the first 7-footer to really do that. Like,
yeah,
yeah,
finishing in the corner, catch and shoot, bam. Um, I love Dirk, but yeah, LeBron. I've been blessed to see him play in person a couple times. So I never got to see Kobe play. That's my one thing. I never got to see Kobe play. I never got to see Jordan either. Or did I see Jordan? I can't remember now. Never got to see. Never got to see. I went to Laker games when they came to town, and he was off that night. I was like, damn it. He was taking a rest. So
what do they call that? Management? What now is it technical?
load management.
management, man. I get it. They went to the finals. The last time they went to the finals that year, I missed it, man. I was like, dang it. Want to see Kobe.
Yeah. Hey, Greg, you grabbed a second beer. What'd you grab?
Yep, great minds think alike. I was just a Hinterland Brewing, Haze, IPA. Hinterland is a brewery that is based out of Green Bay, Wisconsin, Doug. And they are one of the teams that Green Bay has. The Packers have aligned with. They have this. Their brewery is just amazing. If you ever go to see a Packer game, which I highly recommend. Sorry, Tony.
Tony's like, nope.
I highly recommend it for the football experience. I am not a Packer fan, but Hinterland's right there, has this beautiful setup, and then there's this outdoor skating rink and ramp and all kinds of different, like the Packerland thing down there. It's pretty dope, man. They got it going on, but Hinterland's part of that, and their beers generally, respectfully to them, are never like big bangers. They're just solid beers, if that makes sense. You can go there for a solid time. You could take your family there. They got a restaurant that matches the quality of beer, if not surpasses it. So, it can be a family place. So, Hinterland, little IPA, Doug. I think it might be a little long in the tooth. But I can get those hazy IPA qualities out of there. And it's hazy. So, yeah. Tony Dunn, are you a hazy IPA fan?
I do like hazies, man. I'm an IPA person, period. So hazies are cool, man. I tend to lean, just if I look at a menu, I'm going towards that IPA first. So hazy or not, I'm an IPA guy, but I am a fan of the hazies.
Yeah.
So Doug.
Yep. So I'm gonna not do an IPA. I have a third one. This I'm really excited about. I found this in Ohio when I was out there, from Big Bad Baptista, Brewmaster's Keep. Big Bad Baptista is always a stellar fucking stout from Epic. So out of Salt Lake City, I just find it funny that they make great beers in there in fucking Utah, which most of their citizenry doesn't. This doesn't have either of those things, fucking Zach. So fuck off this time.
Wow, nice to the commenters and the people who watch the stream. Really nice. Anyway,
So this is a big one. This is 14%.
Get it, man. Get it.
But Big Bad Batista. I've had one, and then I had a coffee version of it, and both of them were just phenomenal. So that's why I'm pretty excited about this guy. So we'll see how that is.
But don't lie, Doug. You would buy it if it had saltwater taffy or cake sprinkles in it.
Yes, I would. Yes, I would, just for the weirdness. So, but look at that, man, nice and dark. Yum.
Love it.
Oh, that is nice and boozy. All I could say is that is delicious. That was. It's so, but it's boozy, but it doesn't kill you with its booziness. But goddamn, it is good. It's a really, really solid fucking stout. 14 fucking percent. It doesn't, even with the booziness, it doesn't drink like that. It drinks like it's 8.
Wow.
That's dangerous because that's 6% less
is.
than what it actually is. So yes.
Let's finish up, then go straight to bed.
Yeah, that'll be what I'd be doing. So yes, we'll be doing that.
So Tony, let's get back to music real quick before we wrap up our time with you and get out of here for the weekend. Where do you so remember when we were coming up, the main source of music was radio. And then the second main source was, in my opinion, at least in my life, mixtapes that your friends would give you and you would give your friends, you exchange that shit. And I remember hearing Eminem's rap battles on mixtape at one point. And it was just like, yeah, this is dope. This is great. What is your main source? And then what would you tell people, if you want to stay like in the new music realm, how do you do that in this day and age with, you buying songs and how it is. It's just a different thing now.
Yeah. Well,
for us old folks.
One of the best places to stay up on music, obviously, the streaming sites. If you want a free one, SoundCloud is dope. There's a lot of great music on SoundCloud, and it's free. A lot of up and coming artists will put their stuff on there before they even get popular. And you can tell, like, hey, they took their time here. There's some good stuff there. I am on.
Hold on, Tony, real quick. So then when you go to SoundCloud, on the front of it, because I've never been on the front of it, does it say like trending artists, or how do you navigate the website to give you that shit?
The best thing to do, Greg, my brother, follow me on SoundCloud, and I will introduce you. I will take you down that yellow brick road.
He will show you a whole new world.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool.
Absolutely.
Well, I was just, I was asking for me, but I was also asking for, everybody out there.
No. Yeah, you can jump into hot new artists, hot songs of the year, hot songs of the month, and start from there, man. A lot of underground artists are on there. I am on Spotify as well, so there's a fantastic stuff on there, man. But dude, there's some other websites, man. I'm a Texas boy, so I'm still big in the chopped and screw scene. And one of my favorite chopped and screw DJs was OG Ron C, and he has the Chop No Slop. It's actually an app. They still come out with chopped and screwed albums all the time, recent albums, and they're not just doing hip hop and rap. They're doing R&B. They'll do rock music. There's a Foo Fighters chopped and screwed album on that website. I've listened to it and heard it. I've heard it and I love it. So there's a couple of places, man, but Bandcamp's legit. You can actually buy some really good stuff on there. And Jerry introduced me to that website. So those are the places I frequent at, just to get my music. But I do pay that subscription fee for Spotify, and I like Spotify, man. I'm deep in it. I'm deep in the weeds.
Deep.
Yeah, and I'm gonna answer that question. Mine is Spotify. I think I've said it here more than a few times. That new release tab or that new release playlist, I'm in there every week scanning, and then they have the radar release, which is things that are they take from your saved music in there, and then they throw out the new anybody in that group, you'll see new songs from them. So those are the two ways that I keep up on what's coming out, and that all that. So I primarily Spotify. Doug, do you do anything to find new music, or are you just an old curmudgeon who doesn't ever change his music selections or whatever.
Hey, generally speaking,
just
yes.
asking, I'm just asking.
You know, generally speaking, yes, I am a bit of a curmudgeon. But I sent 2 songs to both of you this week. Like, have you heard either of these? And the reason was I had heard this, again, I'm going to use TikTok as a reference, and I find weird new music that way in some way. But the thing was, it's a Ren thing. I sent something to Bren, who's like a British rapper singer, and his stuff is heavy, but I mean, heavy content. Like the lyrics are very heavy and dark, but really, really fucking amazingly good. And then the other one was something. God, I can't remember. I was actually talking to my son about it. He goes, "Oh yeah, I've heard them, and they're really good." Jesus Christ, Zach!
Oh man, you can collect a lot on Bandcamp. Bandcamp's legit, man. Bandcamp's
I need to
legit.
look. I need to look up what I sent you guys. It was. It's called Enter Shikari, and it was just like they remind me a bit of like sort of an amalgam of early 2000s bands, especially like Linkin Park. But like just the song's called "Please Set Me on Fire," and which sounds really ridiculous,
Okay.
but it's so damn good. I could listen to that shit on repeat. And what's funny is like having my like Greg. Sometimes I do listen to my kids and actually, what are you listening to, so I can find some new stuff. I don't do it as often as you do. I do it once in a while, and I should do it more often.
I was, if you didn't say it, I was going to say it. Like, you've been to more than a few of concerts with your kids, so that alone exposes you to, what we saw tonight. Actually, fun show. So, and this is direct influence from your kids. So, that's how. I mean, that's just a great way to stay in, especially once they crack. For me, once they pass that level of like, I don't know about you, Tony, because you said you have kids, so maybe you can speak to this too, where my kids changed my music habits. So I got out of the Cypress Hill and all that heavy rap stuff that I was in because I just didn't want them hearing that early. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Now they're all up in it. My youngest, ask Doug. My youngest he's definitely a Kanye music fan. He's not a Kanye person fan. So he straddles that line, but this man loves them. And I respect that as, musician wise, but my son hears enough about what I think about Kanye the person.
Yeah.
So it's all good. It's all good. But no, like, so that's kind of, it's kind of come full circle. Have you changed your music habits because of your kids?
Well, no, my kids are young, man. My oldest is 7, so
Okay.
he ain't there yet. He ain't there yet. But
So you're
I do
looking
have
at
some.
Veggie Tales?
No, but
Oh God,
so have
anything
you
Disney
changed?
Junior, dude.
Yeah, but have you changed what you listen to around them because they're so young? Is really kind of the question.
Yeah, a little bit as far as like in the car, and honestly,
Yeah.
man,
Yep, I agree.
if I
No,
jump
I did
into
that.
like my very explicit rap music, they're not around me, but there
Yep.
is there's one of the things we do. We have satellite radio in the car, and we listen to the Chill station, which is basically electronic music.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe when we had Doug on the show, we were talking about like house music and stuff like that. So like that house electronic dance stuff. And it really in the morning time when I hear it, just gets me going, gets me moving. So I'm just like, okay, I'll listen to that with them more so anything. And my wife, she's an R&B person, so they'll get a little R&B in their life, but nah, they're not getting any of the shake that ass and all that shit.
Right. Hands on your knees. No, we're not doing that.
Yeah, they ain't getting that, man. They got a while, they got a long time before I'll like
Hands
no,
on
we
your
ain't
knees. Let that pussy breathe.
yeah.
I think that's the number one song in America now. I really do. I could be wrong. It gets played like it is. Anyway, Doug, do you have any? Yeah, Doug. So yeah, it was cool. We have different as parents too. It kind of makes our music listening different. And you early on, I think you influenced them, but then Tony, it kind of the flip. I'm kind of warning you. It kind of flips at some point where they start to have influence on you.
Yeah.
Music wise, so you start to like try to almost like follow them down this
Yeah.
road because again, I wouldn't know who Metro Boomin is, Little Uzi. I wouldn't know
Yeah.
any Little Yachty.
I don't know any of those. I know
Yeah,
Lil Yachty.
Yeah,
Okay, Little Yachty.
Little Yachty's last album was actually decent, dude. I
Yeah,
have some cousins in that early 20s range, and they'll keep me up to date.
yeah,
You know,
yeah. It's fun.
I talk shit to them in fantasy football, and then they'll like introduce me to some music and shit. And um, so yeah, hey, Little Yachty's last album wasn't bad, man. Since you brought him up, so
Right, right,
yeah,
right, right. And yeah, all these yeah, it's keeping me young, man.
yeah,
I don't know if
Doug,
you can see that, Tony.
I do.
The best of Cash Money instrumentals album.
Yeah, I can imagine an instrumental back that ass up. I mean,
but you could just be mouthing that shit to yourself, and your kids don't hear it. You still get to
yeah,
enjoy it.
I love Manny Fresh, one of my favorite, producers back in the day. So I would love that. That'd be sweet, man. That's music to cook out to.
all right. Tony, is there anything here that you wanted to say tonight that you didn't get a chance to?
Man,
We're gonna be wrapping up here soon.
I just appreciate y'all inviting me on the show. I hope I did a good job that I get the invite again in the future. So thank you for joining and joining. Thank you for allowing me to join and hang out with you guys.
Doug, any final words?
No, just thanks for going on. I know we didn't delve too much into conspiracy theory thing because that's like just touching the surface of it all. But but it's
do
like
another time.
Yeah, come back for that.
Yeah, come back for that, and we'll do a little more digging on that. It's like me doing cult stuff. Like for me, cults are fascinating, so I just want to delve into them. But
Okay, we can do that too, man. We can do that too.
That shit's crazy.
Yeah.
That's just crazy. Speaking of Tony, I'm not sure if you know about this, but you probably do, or of course you do. But Doug, you want to talk about this real quick? It's not escaping twin flames.
No. The one we have is coming up is called Mother God. Love is One, Mother God, and I haven't watched it yet, but all the stuff I've seen on it is pretty nuts. The one thing I will say that is part of it is that the woman who is the leader of the cult dies, and they keep her body on display for a year, unembalmed, just decomposing. So yeah,
interesting.
I don't know if I should have teed Doug up for that promo. Wow. Okay. Let's get off of that subject.
Yes.
And y'all can check that on Wednesday, December 6th at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central.
No, we already went through that one. That was last month. But what January 3rd, I think
January
it is.
3rd. Sorry.
Yeah. No worries.
I was actually hoping that one was over. That's just wild. Anyway, Zach got a Cash Money Instrumentals album on vinyl for free. Zach's our resident vinyls person, Tony.
It's dope, man.
He loves it. He loves it. So, Tony, we will catch you on Modern Brews and Beats podcast.
Please.
We want to thank you. Doug and I are going to wrap this up real quick, and if you would like to join us for maybe a conversation,
a little bit of an after show, we're here.
Yeah. So, cheers to you either way. Thank you for joining us.
Cheers, fellas. Thanks for having me. I do have to run back to the house.
Good seeing you, Tony.
I'm sorry, Tony. What was in that glass?
Oh, this is still. I'm sipping slow, man. I'm sipping slow. This is the long pull American Pale Ale from Point Remove.
Okay.
Point Remove Brewing Company here in Central Arkansas.
Excellent. We usually do a review of what you're drinking. So, yes, nice smooth pale ale. It's always good. Thanks,
absolutely.
Tony. You have a great weekend and happy holidays.
Yeah, happy holidays, fellas. And bring me back in 2024, man. We'll talk some conspiracies.
Definitely.
For real. Cheers, fellas. Have a good one.
Cheers.
Yep. Take care. All right.
Thank you.
Bye. Yep.
Yeah, so I only had two tonight because I was taking this one slow with the 25 milligrams of THC, and it mellowed me out the whole damn time. Y'all saw it. And I had
Yes,
this,
we did.
I still have this hazy IPA from Hinterland Brewing. Uh, Solid hazy, a little long in the tooth, though. You could tell the malt's trying to kick in here at the end. But if it was normal, it would be good. I like the hop combination that was going on. I don't have my readers near me, so I can't see what they were, but they were good, y'all. What's up, though?
All right, so I'm going to do these in tandem because I can't pick between the two. I had, they're totally different. There is the Morbidly Obese Pug from Maplewood, and then Hoof Hearted's Triple IPA, which is this fucking crazy name. 1-800 double double extra extra fruity fruity biggie biggie juicy juicy triple IPA. Fucking what a name. These are both good in their own respects, just different. I can't pick between them. But I'm going to tell you, this thing was just this. Ooh, this was the best thing I had by a lot. This was excellent. Brewmasters Keep from Big Bad Baptista, 2023. Basically, this was aged in barrels for 12 months. So how can you go wrong with that? And it's epic, so they make great shit. So yeah. I still have more of that, and I'm super happy about that. So cheers.
Look at that. You got another full quarter there. Nice. Nice.
Yep.
Nice. So Zach says, y'all, my son's been going to raising. So I'm gonna
I like how he's like, I'm gonna pay $50 for chicken fingers. And his kid's not little, his kid's not 7. Like, get me some chicken nuggies.
Yeah, but you ever been to Raising Cane's before, Doug?
No, they don't have them up where I am.
Well, it's going to be about $50 for some chicken fingers, y'all.
That's fucking nuts. Listen, Popeyes isn't that expensive. How? And I believe they're kind of on the same par as Popeyes. Or are they more of a classier sit down place? I've never been.
It's a touch classier. It's a little, but it's chicken fingers and fries. Literally, Doug, I'm pretty sure the only thing you can order on that menu is chicken fingers and fries. It is like the adult kids. Like if you're still an adult and you're a fucking kid in your head or whatever, you would love Raising Cane's. How about that? It's not. I don't get it. I don't get it. I mean, the food is good. Food's good. So
Yeah,
I'm not saying.
I just look at something aside of ketchup, $18. No thanks. I will pass. I will tell you, Greg. I don't know if this is you, but like because of my heart stuff, I have to be careful. Obviously, and you do too.
Yeah.
But what I do is I make homemade chicken fingers that are fucking awesome, and I make them with panko and I air fry them, and they're fucking delicious. No grease. There's a little oil to make sure that they fry up the panko, but goddamn, I like them better than the shit I get at any other place.
Yeah.
A cup of sauce, we can drink it. A
Yeah,
shot of sauce. Shot.
Yeah, raising cane sauce or some shit. Okay. So Jeff Tepper has a request here. 2 full crossover shows, Doug and Greg on MLB and Tony and Greg. So yeah, whatever.
Yeah,
Let's do it.
down for that. Let's do that.
I think we did. Have we suggested it to Jerry yet, or we were going to wait to see about Tony? But I was either going to suggest it or we have already.
Well, what I would suggest is being Jerry and Tony and you, because I am not as much of a music head as you guys. So I would think you guys, because my music is largely stuck in the 80s. So,
but we could definitely do what I like to call a takeover, where Tony and Jerry come here and one of us, and we get a guest, and because they're perfect segue. Thank you, Jeff. There will be a takeover, the first Brothers and Booze in 2024. We will take over the Brothers and Booze Badger Beer Hour. That will be me, Landon, and Chris Drosner, the Beer Baron, Wisconsin Beer Baron, and we're gonna have a good time. And yeah, so I'm good for the takeover thing. So Jerry and Tony want to come over here and take it over, and let's do it. Let's have fun. Another person who might be down for the takeover is Nigel.
Oh, that would be great.
And his partner there, and their fucking vastly successful podcast out of Kansas City. Beers with Nigel. So see you, Zach. Have fun paying $50 for chicken fingers and fries.
Yeah, enjoy that, buddy.
And sauce. And you can get a couple Cokes in there, right? But he's not wrong about the $50 stuff. That's
yeah. Well, I'm glad that's not near me.
Yeah. So, all right, Doug. Next week we have this, Doug.
The Xmas special.
Yes. Notice it says nothing about anything in that era, right? So winter holiday show, whatever y'all call it, Festivus for the rest of us. What else is going on around there? You got Kwanzaa, you got Christmas, you
Hanukkah. We got a lot.
Hanukkah still kicking by then?
No, not by that point. But
Okay. Well, I know what's going on now though, right? So, but yeah, maybe we'll have hats on like this. But next week we're going to talk about the holidays, maybe some stories from our past. Maybe y'all will give us some stories from your past. What do y'all? We're going to be drinking. Maybe we could. Doug, do you do the eggnog?
No.
Okay.
I don't begrudge people that do. That's just way too thick for me. It's way too thick for me, baby.
It's kind of a. Hopefully that's what she said, right? I mean,
yeah, really.
Right. Let's see here. Right before we get out of here, let's see what it says here. So 54%, right? Or 56%?
56 are a fork and 44% are a spoon.
Right. So you know that Twitter rules it all, or X, or whatever you want to call it.
Twitter. I will never call it X. Fuck that.
All right. So it's not the XXX special. Right.
No.
Correct. Just don't cross the streams, though.
We're going to.
That would be bad.
We're going against advisement on that. So,
all right, y'all. We're getting out of here.
All right.
Thanks for all y'all do, all y'all support, all that wonderfulness.
Yep.
Don't be too stressed out in this holiday season. People are running around like clowns out there, Doug, trying to get gifts. Have you seen it?
Yep.
Yeah, it's kind of. But so yeah, y'all. Have a great week. We'll see you next week with the Brothers and Brews holiday special.